Okay, let's proceed. Let's continue. So let's try to answer this problem. So for example, the GPA of 100 randomly selected grade 11 students of University of the Philippines is 1.55 and its population standard deviation is 0.25. You are tasked to find the 95% confidence interval for the GPA of the entire grade 11 students. So you are asked to approximate or to estimate the value of the population, of the true population parameter, or specifically the population mean, using the sample mean through the use of a confidence interval. Okay? So to be able to find for the 95% confidence interval, the first thing to do is to compute for the margin of error. So the first task that we need to accomplish is to compute for the margin of error. It's very important that we know first the margin of error, for we all know that margin of error is used in computing for the upper confidence limit and the lower confidence limit. And to be able to compute for the margin of error, we will be using the formula z sub alpha over 2 times sigma over square root of n. So we need to go back first to the problem to be able to know the different given. So based on the given problem, the 1 minus alpha is 0.95, or the confidence level is 95%. So why do we need to know the confidence level? So in knowing the confidence level, we can easily know the value of the confidence coefficient. Okay? Because the value of the confidence coefficient depends on the value of the confidence level. Okay? So the next given is the population standard deviation, which is equal to 0.25. The next is the sample size. The sample size is 100. And finally, the confidence coefficient is 1.96. So why 1.96? It comes from the table that contains the confidence level of 95% with an equivalent value of confidence coefficient of 1.96. Okay? Then after that, you can now compute for the value of the margin of error. So the first thing to do is to substitute the values of the c sub alpha over 2, the sigma, and the n. So the resulting equation will be the margin of error equals 1.96 times 0.25 divided by square root of 100. So the first thing to simplify is the square root of 100, which is equal to 10. Then after that, we divide 0.25 by 10, and the quotient is 0.025. And finally, we multiply 0.025 by 1.96, and the value of the margin of error is 0.05. We always express our final answer in 2 decimal places. Okay? So after computing, after we have already computed the margin of error, the next thing to do is to compute for the upper confidence limit and the lower confidence limit. And we all know that the formula for the lower confidence limit is sample mean minus margin of error. And for the upper confidence limit, it's sample mean plus the margin of error. We all know that the sample mean based from the problem is 1.55, and the computed margin of error a while ago is 0.05. So to be able to compute for the LCL, we simply subtract 1.55 and 0.05, which is equal to 1.50. And to be able to find for the UCL, we simply add 1.55 and 0.05, which is equal to 1.60. So we can say that our LCL is 1.50 and our UCL is 1.60. So after we have already computed the UCL and LCL, The final step is to find for the 95% confidence interval using the LCL and the UCL. We all know that the true population mean or the true population parameter is between the lower confidence limit and the upper confidence limit. So the computed lower confidence limit is 1.50 and the computed upper confidence limit is 1.60. So we can say that the mu or the population mean is greater than 1.50 but less than 1.60. So that's already the 95% confidence interval for this problem. So we can say that the GPA of the entire grade 11 students is approximately between 1.50 and 1.60.